Do not attempt to adjust your screen. Forbes DVD Live is taking over. Alright, what it is, people, it's your boy Doggy Diamonds. I got a special guest in the building. Legend. You a legend, yes or no? Keep it real.
Absolutely.
Hey, see, I like that. Some people be modest and be like,
Absolutely.
I don't know.
No, I'm a legend.
Legend. Tell them who you are.
Nikki D, Def Jam's first female rapper signed. Had that big record out that a lot of y'all might or might not be familiar with, but you could Google me. Facts.
Yeah.
N-I-K-K-I-D, song was Daddy's Little Girl, Def Jam's numero uno.
So Def Jam, how did you get on Def Jam?
Well, I got on Def Jam because I was on a mission when I lived in LA.
Okay.
And all this music was coming out, you know, from the East Coast. I was originally from the East Coast, but then my mom's moved us to LA because me and my sister was off the chain, and she was like, y'all gonna get it together. So we moved to LA where it was a whole lot calm. The pace slowed down crazy, but in the midst of all of that calmness in that Hollywood, I found hip hop.
Okay.
And I was rocking out with this radio station called K-Day, doing little promos and stuff with them. But ultimately, I hooked up with Ice-T, who I met in the mall. I was like 14 maybe.
So you met the ponytail Ice-T.
I met the pimp.
Yeah.
He was still getting it.
Okay.
So I met Ice-T, mad cool, like straight up off the rip, just treated me like a little sister. And ironically, the first female down with Rhyme Syndicate, which a lot of people might not even.
Everlast was down with y'all too.
Everlast, exactly. And
House of Pain, jump around.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly, House of Pain, all of that.
Yeah.
That's even way before Lord Finesse. Ice-T came.
Yeah, I remember Stop, Chill, What's That Sound.
Exactly.
That's Everlast.
Pump it up. Wow.
Yeah.
Look, I wasn't even on that, but yeah. But nah, I met Ice-T and then I hooked up with him because he basically was, doing shows and stuff like that. And then I wasn't actually rhyming it, but there was a lot of hip hop that I loved, and you know, I knew every song that came out. He was like, yo, you should write your own rhyme. And I wound up writing it. Long story short, I fell in love with hip hop, started rhyming, started hearing LL Beastie Boys on the radio, and I was like, yo, what's this Def Jam shit? I don't want to be on Def Jam.
You say you started writing. Do you remember your first rhyme?
I think it was something. It was real corny. It was like, you know, it's the kind of braggadocious stuff you do when you first put, yo, I'm young and I'm sweet. And
what was your first rap name?
It was always Nikki D.
Wow.
You know why it was Nikki D?
Why?
Because indeed means absolutely nothing.
Okay.
There was Heavy D, Chuck D.
Yeah. So you just wanted to be D.
Right. I was like, okay, I'm Nikki D. So it made sense to me. I was like, I'm rocking with all the fellas.
Yeah.
Because again, the females were, you know, not extinct, but they were very rare still then. You know, you had your Shyrock and Dimples D and all of the real chicks from back in the days in the VX who really set it off. And then when it started to become a little more commercial, you start hearing Roxanne Shantae's, the real Roxanne, Salt Pepper. And then I was like, okay, I need some of that. But I wanted to be something they wasn't, which was the first female rapper signed to Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Ice-T, again, put me on. I started doing shows with him as I started, you know, getting into the whole rhyme game. They had a show at the amphitheater. Ice-T took me. I met Dougie Fresh when I was 15 for the first time. I spit for him. He was like, yo, nice. Like, well, no, he didn't. He said, yo, you fresh.
Yeah.
Because that's what the slang was back then. And from there on, I just was on a mission to really get to New York. And at that point, lied to my mother, told her I had a deal. Russell was waiting for me, packed my bags, got on the Greyhound bus, and skated.
And what was deals like, trying to get a deal like back then? Because it's different now. Now the label will kind of look for you. Back then, did you look on the back of the address?
You read all the credits.
Yeah.
Like when I came to New York, I wanted every flyer that had Run DMC on it or Russell, because I had met them in LA. I mean, I live out a lot of stuff. That's for the book. I leave out a lot of stuff. But when I got to New York, I was on a mission to find Russell. So everything was, where's Run DMC at? Where's this one at? Where's that one at? And I just was reading credits for albums, and I was looking to see who wrote what and how did it really go down, because back then you was really learning.
And it was detailed. Who did what.
You knew everything, and there was no ghostwriting.
They would have the A&R on the,
they would have the
credit.
A&R. They would have everybody who did anything, the drummer, you know, the beatboxer, the whoever. Everybody had a credit. Even if you was background doing vocals, everybody had a credit. And today you still get the credit, but people buy your credit today. You know what I mean? It's like, shh, I know you wrote this shit, but you're gonna be quiet. You get this little change, and you're gonna be quiet. So back then, yeah, you read every single thing, like, because it was history, you know what I mean? It was homework, basically. You wanted to be in, you had to know how it worked. And unlike today, you got schools, they got classes now. You know what I mean? University, like Swiss got a class, they got a Nas class. You know, I got a class that, you know, if one of these, not teachers, but one of these schools take it, I got something too. It's Hip Hop 360, the business of music, to teach the kids about alternative things in the industry. But everybody is teaching it now, but I'm just glad I come from a place where you just learned it.
So we took them back. Let's bring them to 2014 right now. Def Jam 30.
Wow.
Did you get the call to be a part of that?
No. Fuck y'all. No. No, I didn't get the call because I know it's all politics now. You know what I mean? I don't even know nobody that work at Def Jam, to be quite honest with you.
And you actually worked at Def Jam.
I did. I was an executive at Def Jam after I decided that I didn't feel I was getting my due as an artist at the label.
Okay.
But I still needed to eat and I still love the game. So one of my homies at Def Jam was like, look, one of my best friends, Rhonda Cow, she's also now a producer on Love and Hip Hop, shout out to Rhonda. She was like, yo, just come be my intern, we'll slide you in. So that's how I got it as an executive. I started as an intern. She would give me $200-300 a week out of her money. And then she found a way for them to give me money. So I wound up in Leor's and Russell's office as executive assistant. And then I did a little bit of everything. So that was good for me. You know
who were some of the people who got signed while you were there?
Oh, Foxy Brown.
Okay.
She hates my guts, but I don't really care.
Why do Inga hate you?
Because hey, listen, if anybody know Inga, they know she got a head problem.
No, she ain't.
Anybody who knows
we grew up with her.
Inga Merchant knows she has a head problem.
Yeah.
I have, well, not me, God has on numerous times saved her ass from me. I have no problem telling
you. You was gonna put the beats on her.
Absolutely. Absolutely, every time. And she's got this thing where she just wows out and starts talking crazy to people and, just loud for the night with it. And it's only when other people are around. But Foxy got signed. When she first got signed, I was like, you know what? Welcome to the label. That's when I was working there. I said, you picked the right spot because there was a bidding war for her. Puffy wanted her. This one wanted her. But Chris Lighty, God rest his soul, my brother. First person to ever buy me a pair of diamond earrings, by the way. Diamond. Chris Lighty signed her. And when she finally got on, I was like, you know what? You did the right thing, we was in the elevator, her boots was leaning, she ain't had no money yet.
Damn.
So she was still trying to get it. So I shouted her out, you're in the right place, Def Jam will take care of you. Even though I wasn't happy, I still knew it was a great place for hip hop. It still was home for me. DMX got signed, the most amazing project to me since I had been there to date.
What was the energy like when DMX came in the building?
Oh, Lior was like, it was like his newfound thing. Oh my God. I just found the hottest fucking kid. His name is DMX. He's going to shit on everybody when he comes out. That was Leo. And if everybody knows Leo, that's exactly how he sounded. But he was, the energy when X came, what I love about X is, and to this day, while people think he's nuts, he's still one of the most talented, still one of the most humble. And even though he's a little bit to the left, we all know that, but that's what makes him probably as great as he is.
That's why he's
X, they say all of the crazy ones are the great ones. But I won't call him crazy. I'll just say he's definitely, he's a little eccentric. And people don't get that about him. But Herb Gotti, who just was like, oh my God, Nikki, you really like this shit? Because he would come over there to Leo's office and play me all the new stuff. Ja Rule got signed there. When X came, I was like, yo, this is the one.
So when you was there when Jay-Z came also, right?
Rockefeller Deal, I administrated that deal.
Wow.
Basically all the paperwork, everything that had to be renoted and put back together. I saw everything, how the whole deal went down. Again, Jay, another humble dude, really straight up about his business. Dame, call him what you want, straight up business. Silent Partner Biggs, he was that silent.
Yeah.
Nobody never knew what the hell Biggs did.
So when did you leave Def Jam?
When they switched over to Polygram. Okay. When they went to the Universal building. And at that point, I moved on and I went to Flavor Unit and ran Flavor Unit Records for Queen Latifah.
Okay. But now, the Queen Latifah thing, name calling. Mm-hmm. Who was y'all talking about? Keep it a buck.
I just was freestyling. So mine was straight freestyling.
Because I first of all, I love that song. A lot of people don't know name calling on the Set It Off soundtrack.
Right. Platinum soundtrack by
but I mean the beat was dope. This is when y'all always fuck with Mark.
Well, she was talking about the same people I was talking about. The funny thing was when I was writing, I won't even front, not writing because I did come off the head. Then once I freestyled it, I'll say this: I freestyled it and I went back and listened to it and I tweaked it. So yes, I did go back and write some of it to fix it so it wasn't so off the cuff. But I was talking about Foxy a little bit.
Okay.
And so was Latifah. But the funny thing was, I think Foxy was scared of Latifah because she made
Set it off came out.
She thought she was fucking with Cleo. She made friends with her, but wanted to fight me. And she's a crazy nut. But anyway, yeah, we was talking about her. I mean, long story short, I caught her in the bathroom one time solo. Trust me, she thought she saw a ghost. Doors locked, the whole nine. Stop playing with me. She already know that.
This footage is sponsored by GotThatKnock.com, a new website dedicated to the DJs and producers all around the world. On the website, you can find beat making videos, tips and tricks on how to be a better DJ, how to be a better producer. Also, you can find interviews from your favorite producers, your favorite record execs, and DJs all around the world. Log on to GotThatKnock.com.